Good morning. I see somebody just joined. I sold some things overnight. Figured I might as well fire up and do it live. Good morning, Brick House. How you doing? All right, I need to tighten my drawstring out of frame here. There we go. All right. Well, I was shipping till 11:30 last night, and a bunch of stuff came in this morning. Stuff is still coming in. Oh yeah, it is. I am 100% not complaining. It's been, the cool thing that I like is that I'm selling what I like to sell, which is, a good wide variety of items that are not replenishable in the traditional term, but they're items I know that I can source effectively and that I always have really, really, really good margins on and are interesting to me and are a wide variety. So first, let's get the boring one out of the way. Got a Nintendo Wii game going out. Monopoly complete. One of the final vestiges of my video game stock. Just need a shred of bubble to put in the case. I think that it's kind of been crazy. Like the point, basically, right when I hit 10,000 listings, it's like something happened in the eBay algo, and they were like, "Start sending this guy sales." That's the only thing I can think of. Either that or it's, time of year, or because generally early Q1 has historically always been pretty good. And I'm definitely going into it right now with the highest number of listings I've ever had. So I'm guessing it probably could be a combination of those things. The downside, which isn't really a downside, is that I haven't grown the store very much. I only grew it 3% in January, which is probably my slowest growth in terms of listing number or items listed I've ever had. Good morning, Hunter. How are you? Because the quantity of items sold was very, very high, and so that means it's one, depleting the inventory, and two, means I'm spending more time shipping, which means I'm spending less time listing. But there is still a net increase, so that's good. I went from 10,000 to 10,300 listings in January. But I sold a ridiculous number of items. Uh-oh. All right, I'll be right back. I ran out of labels. One sec. I've also been listing really good stuff, so that's been selling pretty quickly. Records have been doing really well. Records are great during the holidays this year. I'm trying to build that stock, and on the plus side, I still have a collection that I bought back in beginning of December that I'm only about halfway through. So I've got items that I can be consistently working on in records, which is a good position to be in. And I did just pick up a record collection that you all saw in my last upload that turned out to be pretty incredible. I actually have 2 records going out from that today. I'm in the black on that purchase in just 3 records. Good morning, Gateway Pickers. All right, for my next item going out, I've got these little Southern Belle salt and pepper shakers. How have you seen me make those cakes? Still got it. I don't think a lot of people do shipping on Saturday morning, and I think this is maybe like the 3rd or 4th of these that I've done now. There usually ends up being people, so I think this is overkill. I'll use this used bubble wrap. don't look pretty. One thing I like about the nice green shrink wrap, you can take a ugly bundle of bubble wrap and prettify it into a nice green, concise ball. It also matches my thank you cards. Best value on shrink wrap. If you don't know, I've mentioned it on the channel before. A huge roll, like big, you get it and it's like 4 inches around. $6.95 with the handle at U-Haul. U-Haul also has a used box exchange, which is great for sourcing some free packing material. But the price on the handheld shrink wrap, which is perfect for like a shipping area because you can just, it's handheld. I haven't been able to find, even online, better than $6.95. Shipped, you know. Hello, Thrifty Pickers Flipping. I'm gonna drop my link in if anybody feels like coming on. I know it's short notice and oops, but you are more than welcome. Otherwise, it's just me blabbering at my TV. That sold for $13 and change. That came from the eBayer that I bought out over a year ago. So anything in that is profit at this point, I believe. So net before fees is going to be right around $9. But it's one less item in those bins, which is all that really matters. That label came out funky. Next up, this is a great sale. This came from that pickup I just did in my last upload. Classic metal hair hard rock, hair metal hard rock. Sold for $69.95 plus medium mail shipping. Two. One, two, three. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Now we're ready for the rest of the records. So for that whole collection of records, I paid $50 because most of the stuff I didn't know, including this one. So it's one of those things where I was playing the numbers, and sometimes it works out. And in fact, if I meet up with that guy again and he contacts me for more stuff, I will probably grease the wheel a little bit more, because I did very, very well on the records, not gonna lie. I'm on that $50 purchase. Probably made around 400 at this point, I want to say. Maybe close to 5. And I still have a bunch of stuff left to sell, so yeah, that entire day of sourcing in my last video, the grand total on $300 spent, total listing value was pretty close to $4,000. So a lot of that stuff is make offer. Hello, Harry. Good morning. Just wrapping up some records. Here, I got another one for you to take a look at. I think you came in on the last one I did of these. It is in here somewhere. Is it? There it is. So this is a Taiwanese unofficial release, which is to say questionable legality. The label is known for releasing records of questionable legality. eBay allows me to list it. I've actually sold. This is my third Japan import or Asian import Elvis record I've sold this week. The other one was the most expensive record I've ever sold now, which was, where is it? I'll pull it up on the screen here. And also, one of my best picks. I'll tell the story on this one. All right, there's that. Little StreamYard. Share my screen. All right. Oh. So this isn't the sale price. It sold. I took an offer for $400. It's not the best condition, but it's super duper rare. I got this record right at the end of quarantine over the summer. I was going to donate just a ton of stuff that had been piled up waiting for donation, and in line, and which was long. It was like an hour and a half line at Goodwill to donate. In line, I saw the car in front of me just had nothing but boxes of records. So I jumped out of the car, knocked on the window of the car in front of me, and was like, hey, I see you got a lot of records in there. Rather than wait in this line, I'll just take all of those off your hands right now if we just go park over there. And the people in front of me were like, sure, great. Because then they didn't have to wait in line. The records are gone. They can go on their way. So it ended up being about 10 boxes of records. So roughly around 1,000 records. Most of them were nothing to write home about. And I, whenever I have just volume, I'll end up, either blowing them out at a yard sale every year or just selling one huge lot of records for like $300-400 on Facebook Marketplace. But this was in the free records that I picked out of the back of somebody else's car at random, sitting in line at Goodwill. So, yeah, that I have never. Yeah, and it's the most expensive record I've now sold. So, yeah, ABP, always be picking. Yeah, there was a few other records in that. Most of them were not the best condition. Some of them had water damage. I probably ended up with like in the neighborhood of maybe like 25 or 30 listings out of that. And this one was like the anomaly in there. There was no other Elvis. There was practically no classic rock. Nothing old, nothing imported. Like, this record had no business being with the other records in that car. Ooh, I love those. I love those wooden Coke crates. Any of the old wood crates. The wood liquor ones I've done well with, especially Scotch and whiskeys. I just realized I sort of didn't wrap these the right way. Well, I guess I'll just hope for the best. I haven't been listing a lot the last few days. I've been cleaning my house, which, for you other ADHD sellers out there, probably know how much that sucks. But it's also like one of the biggest accomplishments as a seller. Oh, this is going global shipping program. Goodbye, this record. I will never see you again or hear about you. Shielded from returns. This guy is the guy who bought this record. His username was like, I'm not going to give it to you exact, but it was like Mobile, Alabama, Graceland 21 or something like that. like he had that most Elvis-y name, and the guy's in France. So I just thought it was funny. Good morning, Justin. How are you? All right, next up, got a laser disc. Laser disc. Gotta practice my Kentucky accent. Wild Wild Planet. This is a starring Tony Russell, Lisa Gastoni. I love the art on that. This is it's like a spaghetti western sci-fi. It's one of those. It's a spaghetti sci-fi. You know, the cheap filmed in Italy with, you know, you still get your movie stars, but not the best script. Yeah, thrifty pickers picking. I do the exact same thing when yard sales happen. I haven't been to a yard sale in almost 2 years. I miss them. I looked on the yard sale treasure map today. It's just depressing. I live in the Northwest, so I'm gonna say something, and it's not really meant to offend, but it does express a strong opinion. I live in a state that actually takes the pandemic seriously. Looking at you, Florida. So, haven't really been able to go out to yard sales in quite some time. Justin, that is a good suggestion. I have a feeling that I'm gonna get the most value by bringing it to the biggest market, if that makes sense. Also, right now, retail in my state is practically non-existent. Yes, exactly. I call it the cold, wet hammer. That Justin, you hit the nail on the head. Those are the exact dates. The cold, wet hammer falls on Halloween night, and you know, it's the Pacific Northwest, so it's like it's gray one day, it's gray the next day. The next day you wake up, it's the grayest day you've ever seen, and then the day you wake up, it's even grayer. And then, you know, right around the beginning of February, you wake up, you look outside, it's gray, and you think about slitting your wrists just so you can see color again. Oh yeah, you live in Longview? I just listed recently a really cool old postcard, or did it list it? I didn't list it yet. Hold on one second. I'm going to grab it real quick. So this was my next pile to list out of that Goodwill, and the Goodwill was actually Willamette Valley, so a lot of this stuff ended up being local-ish. And one of them, I'm gonna try to find it here. Here's a good real photo of Mount Shasta. I have a feeling that that Goodwill lot was probably a lot of either a seller or someone's collection. Here's a local one from East Snoqualmie Falls. Pretty cool. Oh, here it is. Try to get focused. So that's Kelso. Not sure what street, though I could probably figure it out based on the Columbia Hotel. But I know Kelso is not the same as Longview. But for us northern city folk, it's basically the same thing. Yeah, so of the 1,500 or so postcards there, I mean, that is all real photo, which figure on the low end, very, very low end. You know, my net on these is like $3 to $5 a piece. And I probably have about 200 here. So that's minimum $1,000 on a $500 purchase. And that doesn't even consider all the other stuff that's listed. So on that note, going out today, linen postcard, courthouse in Huntsville, Alabama. And this sold for $7.95, free shipping. Yeah, Justin, the for all that you want to say about our crummy winter and fall here, the second that sun comes out in spring, all is forgotten, right? Like, it just becomes spectacular. Unless you're in the middle of a lockdown and don't leave the house for an extra 3 months. There was a a joke on Late Night with Seth Meyers last year, and it was one of his writers is like, "This is the worst March ever, June." Which is totally how it felt. Like I still feel like we're stuck in the March 2020 Groundhog Day. Yeah, I know Kelso Long, but there's still like the people from Longview tell people they're from Longview. The people from Kelso tell people they're from Kelso or K-Town. So I'm just trying to be respectful of your Southern Washington cultural heritage. We don't want to, and let's not even get started about Camus. And you know what? Those Washougal guys can go straight to hell. Screw you, Washougal! I worked in sales for a moving company, so my general Washington State geographic knowledge, although rusty at this point, because it's several years gone, is better than most. That's not going to work. Perfect. I mean, it's Kelso and Longview are only separated by a river, but so are Portland and Vancouver, right? Although people from Vancouver, Washington, I know this to be true. When they're out of state, they tell people they're from Portland. It's like how Americans sew the Canadian flag on their backpack when they travel overseas. But I know the truth. Oh, I forgot to show you what this is. It's a broke-ass pocket knife. Sold for $10, I think. No. Broke-ass pocket knife sold for $25. So even broke-ass pocket knives can sell on eBay. It's a Camelus, which, if you know pocket knives, is a good brand. And even you can sell not great pocket knives as project knives, and they'll still sell. It's all about the brand, baby. So I'm driving out to Boise. Oh man, Justin, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna be in Boise next weekend. My eBay title did not say broke ass, although it could have. What is a vintage Camco by Camelus 4-tool folding pocket knife, and it is clearly outlined. Overall good condition. Knife is sharp. Show tarnishing for normally. Large blade has tip reshaped. Please see all photos. Blah blah blah. And it's got a like broken tip, clearly visible with the close up. Pocket knives are one of those things you do kind of have to get in to be pretty detailed on your condition description, because they will come back to you. Lobster. Did you dream about me last night, Thrifty Lobster? All right, next. Quincy Jones, The Dude, Near Mint, In Shrink. Beautiful record. It's a good listen to. Throw it on your YouTubes. Play the full album. This one sold for $14.95 plus shipping. That one came out of the 5,000 records I picked up in December. Hey, Lobster. You want some, how picky are you about record condition for your own collection? Maybe, nope. What does that mean? Oh, you didn't dream about me. I'm delayed. As long as it works. Well, I'm not going to test them, but they're not the best condition. But if you want some records for your collection, I've got some stuff. You don't want that. You don't want that. You like jazz? You like vibes? I like vibes. 80s music. How about the Doobs? Doobs? How about this one for your house? I'd like to buy you different. Leon Russell, Carney. This one's for me. You can't have that. Foreigner, Double Vision. There's some 80s goodness. This one's actually okay condition, but there's so many. I'm not gonna go out and compete. Pyramid. Yeah. What else we got here? Yeah. This one's kind of thrashed. mean, it'll play. They're pretty much surface scratches, but I can't sell it. Aerosmith. Oh no. I'll just send them to you. You just want? Do you only want 80s? Or do you want like classic rock? Got some Rod Stewart, Styx, one of my favorite albums of all time. You used to be able to find this record at Goodwill, every Goodwill everywhere, for like 59 cents. And now it's like this one and Herb Albert, Whipped Cream and Other Delights just evaporated out of thrift stores. Some Adam Ant remixed. Anyone having a baby? Lullaby from the Moon. Here's another Foreigner. Heart. You don't get this one. This one's pretty thrash, but all right. When I get it all together, I'll hit you up and send it out to you. Because I need to go through some of it, and some of it needs to go to other people. So I'll put together. It'll probably be when I get back from Idaho. I'll put together a little care package for you. For me, the stuff that goes into my collection and that I keep, I really don't care. Like if it's got some pops and cracks, and I like that. To me, it gives some character to the vinyl and enhances the experience in a way. But not everybody feels the same way, and that's why I try to only list my better grade stuff in most cases. Unless it's rare, like that Japanese Elvis album. All right, what else we got? We got another Laserdisc. The Howling. Good 80s horror. Sold for $25.95 plus shipping. Oh, this one's going to France. Ooh, heart t-shirt. Yes, I have a turntable that makes MP3s. You can actually buy them pretty inexpensively. Also, by the way, there are millions of music videos available on YouTube. The vast majority of them, you can simply do a search for YouTube MP3 downloader. And I'm not saying you should do this, but if one were to want a particular song in MP3 format and is not super worried about the bit rate, there are ways. I am about as technical on record players as changing the belts. There are I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't somewhere local that does record table servicing to you. There are a lot of places over the country. It's still a very popular thing. If it's beyond changing a belt, I would recommend letting the pros do it. But make your own. Yeah, and there's a lot of YouTube videos on fixing turntables as well. So most of them are going to be belt driven. And if it's a belt driven turntable, there's really not a ton of things that can go wrong with it, right? You could have a bent tone arm or missing counterweights or a broken belt or a burnt out motor. All of those things are like basically two wires and a part as your worst case scenario. Needles you can find online. I actually sell. I only have a few in stock right now, but I've bought and sold many record needles. So I guess the answer to your question is eBay and YouTube. Go figure. eBay, YouTube, eBay, YouTube, eBay. Next is another postcard. This is of a Chicago fire department spraying some water on a fire from a boat. Sold for $8 plus shipping. Only $1 shipping. This got wrapped up in my whole stupid reprice / shipping change debacle on the simple eBay basic envelope BS. So I got some further information. I was told that postcards would be included, and they will be, just not yet. They don't have a date, but they are expanding the simple envelope thing into other categories, which includes postcards. So she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Stupid eBay. This item has been in the store since July 25th, so could be worse. Hello, Wendy. Something ain't right. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Somebody bought it but shipped it to somebody else. Okay. Oh man, Justin, I'm jealous. I want to go to an estate sale with Noelle. Yeah. I'm when I'm in Idaho, there's a estate mall in Boise that is one of the reasons for my trip. The last time I was there, I cleaned up. I made so much money off of that. Like I was only in the store for 2 hours. I spent $200 and I made like $4,000 or $5,000 off what I picked out of that place. Yeah, Justin, that's 3 hours away from me. If I hopped in a car right this minute, I'd be there at like 2. Which, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing. Although I should probably shower before I get within 6 feet of another human being. To be honest. All right, next item. This here realistic plug and talk single intercom turns on, makes hissing sounds. I don't have another one to test it with. Sold for $20.95. We got a Frankenbox. This here 6x4x8. Hi, Lee. No, she don't like the tape. In Battleground, yeah, I just need to go down to that neck of the woods. Also, I like when I gamble, which isn't terribly often. I go to Oregon or Idaho because Washington State's casinos are one of the biggest casino rackets in the country. So I like going to Spirit Mountain down in Salem area, or Seven Feathers. Further south. But I stay away from Washington casinos. I also, I actually went so far as to, because there's such a racket here, the way that Washington State's casinos work, the slot machines anyways, is they have a central database. And they operate on what they call a scratch ticket system. Now, if you know anything about scratch tickets, it's basically the worst kind of gambling there is. Not the worst kind, but it's like the lowest return percentage on any money that you gamble. So, in Washington, if you go to a machine that has, or a casino that has slot machines, yeah, Seven Feathers is more like 4 hours south of you, but Spirit Mountains only is like Salem area, but towards the coast. So in Washington, the casinos, the slot machines, which are not slot machines, they are gaming machines, operate on a scratch ticket system. So if you sit down at a machine and when you hit that button, the results are not produced by a random number generator like most slot machines. They are, in fact, already predetermined, right? So it's like when you sit down at a slot machine, it's much more like putting $5 into a machine and hitting the button for a scratch ticket. The scratch ticket that comes out is already the result that it is. The things that happen on the screen mean nothing. So if you are at all familiar with gambling and know anything about advantage play, you don't ever want to be at a machine where there is no way to change your odds or improve your odds of being profitable. So I stay out of Washington State casinos because, one, I created an environment for myself that I don't even have that temptation. And what the heck? And two, they also, because they're on a centralized system, they don't have to make public their payout percentages, which alone is shady. You know, you go to most states or you see advertisements for most casinos, like we have the loosest slots or 95% payouts or things like that. The minimum in Washington that casinos have to pay out on their gaming machines is 70%, but they don't have to actually report to anybody what they actually pay out. And if you were to look at a graph, what a 70% payout looks like over time on a single slot machine versus a 90% payout is, if you look at a 90% payout, it's a slow decline, right? You look at a 70% payout, it's like a very steep decline. So if you're going to go and spend $100 on gambling entertainment, which is what it is entertainment, you want to get the most bang for your buck. So I'm going to go, it's that $100 in a 90% payout casino can last for 7 or 8 hours. In a 70% payout casino, you might be lucky for 1 hour out of that. So it's worth the 3-hour drive to go get that bang for your buck. So there's my gambler justification math. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, you know what? Sales is not gambling. Yes, I take a bit of a chance every now and then on an item, but it's an educated chance, right? I look for clues. I look for what, pieces of information that I can use to make a decision. I try to make it as little of a gamble as possible. And the same thing goes, you can do the same thing in a casino, right? There are things, if you know what you're doing, that can move the odds more into a player's favor. So, for instance, if you see two slot machines that are identical next to each other that have progressive jackpots, and one of them is $10 away from the progressive and the other is $200 away from the progressive, you obviously want to make the decision to sit down the one that is closer to the progressive. And that's just a very basic example of some of the many, many different kinds of advantage plays you can make within a casino. I don't gamble nearly as much as I used to, but since I learned about advantage play, when I go to a casino, I lose far less often. I win far more often. I had my biggest jackpot ever over the summer at a casino down in Sacramento at the Hard Rock. I won a $14,000 progressive that allowed me to buy a new car, which was good timing because my old car died on the trip down there. There are several different progressive betting methods that you can use that can help minimize your losses. Okay, I've got to go pull another order here real quick, and then I have another thing I need to ship. It's from the eBay store that I run with my former partner. Woo! 7 orders. I just shipped. Oh, man. Okay. What's going out? Oh, that thing. Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to do this. I'm going to step away from this camera for just a minute. Not just yet, though. I need to see if I got... Hollywood bread. I have that here. I need to see when it's listed. I know that's here. Okay. I will be right back. You'll see me in 30 seconds. You brought me your ball? Here you go. See? There we are. In the process of getting this all cleaned up down here. That ain't it. Oh, there it is. I'm actually kind of jealous on this piece that she found this. It is pretty amazing. Oh, this is not it. Ha! There it is. We'll show this upstairs. It's super cool. All right, and then she's got some little booklet, right? Wow, that just cleared out that whole box. Huh. All right, noted. That will get consolidated soon. There it is. And then all right, we're looking for I seem to recall this being a large book. I was correct. See you back topside. Actually, I need to... Come on, Buster. Oh, no! I forgot the one thing I really needed to get down there. That's fine. I'll do it after the stream. Okay, first up. This is a little booklet from the 60s, I want to say. Fill Power Diet from Hollywood Bread Company. They're going to fit in there? Yes, indeed. These little booklets, vintage ones, can do really, really well. I have sold so many of them over the years. If you take the time and you list them individually, they pretty much all sell eventually, right around the like $10, $15 range for most of them. Sometimes you can find better ones that will get up in the like $20, $30 range. It's one of those things that you're not going to be able to probably comp. And they're not going to be super quick sellers. You're going to have to wait for the right buyer to come along. But when it's something that takes up no space, you can afford to be patient. And it's especially if it's something you can source for pennies in most cases. I mean, that probably came in a lot of, 50 other ones that were just like it. Probably didn't pay more than $5 for a lot. And that sold for $14 plus shipping. That's what I'm talking about. It took about 1.5 years to sell. This is the height report on male sexuality. Chapter something. What don't men like about intercourse? Pressures on men during intercourse. My sexual machine works only if there is proper feeling for the partner. The only thing that works if we want to continue intercourse for more than 5 minutes is withdrawal and concentration on our body while avoiding stimulation of my penis. This allows me to back off from orgasm while remaining aroused, and then we can resume. Theirs for only $10. Do I have a box for this? maybe Petco box. That seems not the right size. Yeah, we can work with this. There we go. Not necessarily my prettiest work. But that's okay. We'll just cover up our mistakes with tape. It's always the way. Sweep it under the rug. Hide the Petco branding. Ta-da! Yeah, pearls. I just boxed last night too. This is stuff from the store that I still do shipping for my former partner. And then I had a bunch of stuff come in overnight. So it's been that kind of thing. All right. 5 pounds. It's going to be 12 by, what do we want to say? 12 by, we'll call it 8 by 5. It's not that. Priority mail. What? Oh, that's a different book. All right. So this next item is the one that is our last item of the day. But I'll do a little show and tell on this because I think it's super cool. I did not source this. This is from the partner I used to run a store with. She found this in California. But it's a scrapbook of this people's trip to Africa, and I believe the 1970s. And it's got like, it is packed full of ephemera. It is packed full of postcards from all over Africa. Actually, looking at these, I'm guessing it's probably 70s. I'm sure if I look, there was probably some dates on these. If this were me, got some wildlife, I probably would have pieced this out because there's just so much stuff in here. Receipts, brochures, like, it's just, I mean, packed and packed and packed. Such a cool item to find. I mean, that's an actual, like, taken by a normal person touring Africa photograph. Like, you don't see stuff like that very often. It's just a really, really amazing archive. It's got a napkin from the Padre Tail in San Diego. Yeah, Africa, like, it's just a really spectacular archive. And it says volume 4. Makes me wonder what other things may have been in that. What was volume 1 through 3? And how did volume 4 get separated? Stuff like that just is so interesting and exciting to me. I don't know. I can't really explain. Like, there's so much information and history just packed inside of something like this. I think for people who work with ephemera or deal in ephemera, and I think definitely in reselling in general, but more so when you deal with items like this, you really have to have a mind for creativity, and you have to be a very inquisitive mind as well to be able to want to deal in this kind of stuff, or because I totally understand, like, there's tons of people out there that would rather smack their face into a door repeatedly than look through an album of old postcards or photographs of people they don't know. There's the people who would rather sell the Patagonia shirt. Or the pair of Nikes. That might fit. Oh, is it? Nope. Ain't gonna happen. But oh, come on, medium flat rate. Don't do me wrong. Oh, it's so close. Yeah. Ah. You know what that will fit, though, is a regional B. Let's see how much these people paid. Indiana. They paid $4 standard shipping. Wait, what? That's not media mail. Well, I mean, they paid from. It's not. I didn't list it. It's not my name on the return label. It is a book of photographs. There is media in there. Not what I would have done. But you know what? It's not my decision to make. The decision was made for me. I'm just the packer. Oh, man. Sorry, Priority Box. You will be used in some other endeavor in the future. Oh, it won't even fit in this thing? Oh. feeling some defenestration coming on. Oh, come on. Yeah. 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 All right, this box is too ugly. I can't use it. Why is it always the last one that gives you trouble? You're like, all right, I'm almost done for the day, ready to move on, got some other stuff to get done. And then the last box is like, not so fast. Stupid last box. The last box is always the one that's gotta like always contesting your legally held elections. Yeah. £10. It's a hell of a book. Oh no, the struggle is real, Brickhouse. You get to see all of it here. 16 by 14 by 5. All right. Where the heck did... There it is. Boom. Hello, Buster. Want to come say hi to the people? Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Hey. Hey, come here. Come here. Come on. We'll get you treats in a minute. You want to show everyone your paws? Show them your paws. Okay. We'll get you treats in a minute. All right. Be right back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here you go. So what I really want to do now is do some listing, but I have to clean my house, or I should say continue to clean my house, since I'm going to be in Idaho next week. I have a house sitter, which means I need to make my house occupiable by another human being. Which, after being basically on being a shut-in since October, you know, my house is not really in the best of shape from a habitability standpoint. I'm going to be honest. Once we all get vaccinated, or those of us who know science and decide that's a good idea, I'm hiring a freaking maid, because I am not good at keeping my house clean. All right, we're done. I want to thank everyone for joining in for our little shipping session here. I hope everyone has a great day and a great weekend in sales. If you're able to go out and visit some yard sales and estate sales, man, I hope you find some good stuff. Wish I could join you. Really, really, I do. Really, I do. But that's going to be it for today. Do want to give a quick shout out to the maker of my t-shirt. This is a word cloud for the DJ Assault's Ass and Titties song. My former partner designed and made these. I'm a big fan. So thank you everyone for joining. I will probably do another one of these tomorrow at 5 p.m. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit the bell notification button so you know when I go live. I'll probably schedule it as at some point today. And that's going to be it. So thanks again. Have a great day, everyone. Wish I could be out there with you.